me killing Krita because Clip Studio is better and also Photoshop is the industry standard, even though it's completely dog shit and unbearable to use on anything that's not a high-end computer. Seriously, I cannot believe I have to work with this barely functioning piece of software that has had 20 years to be refined and optimized. Need I remind you that it costs money? Modern artists and designers are being forced to pay a premium every month for a service that is basically required in the creative workspace. They're spending money to make money, and then there's being strong-armed into working with a program that actively drains your ability to pay rent. And this is what Adobe wants. They spend millions of dollars on college programs that license the Adobe suite to students and teachers and shit. So by the time you're finished with your degree, you're pretty much locked into using it. And if you're not familiar with any other programs outside of Adobe, then you're gonna have to pay that premium to keep working a living wage. And look, there's nothing wrong with a paid service, but when the service is frustrating to use, doesn't work half the time, and is the industry standard, this isn't a worthwhile or justified investment. It's literally a monopoly on the creative job market that you are forced to use. Go to any major studio that does animation, comics, video production, graphic design, printmaking, like whatever. It is guaranteed that they will be using one or multiple apps in the Adobe suite. And since it's such a complicated and robust program, being fluent in it is a trade skill. So what happens is that skill becomes more valuable, and when the value of fluency in a complicated program is desired by studios, you create a negative loop of, this is the industry standard. We want artists that know how to use this program. It's easier if we just use what everyone else uses. Transitioning to a new program costs valuable time and money that we don't have. It's the same principle as a filibuster when a law that's like meant to reform something is stalled out by talking about how inconvenient or expensive that reform is, even if the current system is completely broken and needs to be fixed. And what Adobe has done is corner every single job market so that by the time people start realizing their products are horseshit, well, the studio can't just pick up another software now, can they? Yes, they can! Yes, they can, and they should! The one piece of silver lining through all of this is that we are starting to see a shift away from Adobe with third-party and open-source programs becoming robust enough to rival them. DaVinci Resolve, Krita, Clip Studio, Picani, Toon Boom, all of these are so much better and less predatory. I yearn for the day when I walk into a studio and I don't see 30 artists spending half their time animating and the other half troubleshooting why their playback and rendering doesn't work. And it was working fine just yesterday, and now the program is spending half their graphics card trying to render out the motherfucking line tool. Call Adobe Jesus H. Christ, because they will die righteously spreading the word of out-of-memory error messages. And why is my encoder not working? I've exported this like 6 times. And oh my god, I forgot to render the alpha channel. Now my character looks like a fucking Nextbot. Listen, I just want it to work. I just want it to work. That's it. That's it. I just want it to work. I shouldn't have to ask for the program that I spend money on to fucking work. This is why people are making alternatives to Adobe, because they are a financial and time-sucking vampire. I don't care if Adobe pioneered modern editing software, because they spend more time pioneering people's livelihoods.
Hybrids is coming soon, I promise.